Hey everyone, Sean here, and I'm excited to share with you today the Wisdom Economy card deck. I'm at South by Southwest officially and going to lots of talks and presentations. In fact, I saw Elon Musk yesterday, which was totally awesome. But I wanted to take a few minutes out of my day and share with you the card deck and walk you through it because we're really excited about this. And we're going to be using this in the Iceland seminar coming up in a month. So it comes in this really cool box and has, as you can see here, it says by MetaIntegral and Collective Creativity. And it has our two logos. Collective Creativity is Kristian's firm, my colleague and collaborator on this. And obviously MetaIntegral is mine. So, and then here it says Design Execution by Lilia Rustom, who's the design student who's worked with Kristian and I to put this together. So you open the box up, boom, there you go. Pull out the cards. There's about 60 cards altogether, which highlights how many different kind of components to the MetaImpact framework there are. I mean, most of those are the first, second, and third person of the 10 capitals, but that's still only 30, but that's about half the deck. But here you go, you have a card describing MetaIntegral, and then you have a card describing Kristian's collective creativity, and then you have a set of cards that kind of give an overview of the core elements of the framework. So this is just summarizes all the different elements. And then on the back, you see it kind of goes over them, which are the 4 types of impact, the 10 types of capital, the 4 types of data, and the 4 types of bottom lines. And so then there's a card for each of those elements. So here's for the 4 impacts. So it's really nice and clean. It just highlights 4 impacts. Then you have the 10 capitals. So let's see, there we go. So again, really nice and clean, just the name of the capitals. Then on the back, it describes them. Then you have the 4 bottom lines. Again, really nice and clean, just highlighting the 4 bottom lines. Likewise on the back, and it describes them. You know, people, profit, planet, purpose. Gives a short description of them. So all of these are designed to take the core elements and make it really accessible for an individual to learn them and work with them in a kind of engaged, applied way. So here we have the 3 types of data, right? So these are the different rings of the framework. So first, second, and third person. Description on the back. But then we also created kind of some standalone cards for each one to give an expanded description. So first person, second person, third person. And then we get into cards that are dedicated to the 4 impacts. Right? So just grab all of these together. So here we have wide, high, deep, clear. And on the back gives a nice description of the definition and then some common methods of assessment. So again, so this is so students and practitioners can kind of quickly remind themselves of these distinctions and how these different aspects are being used, and then begin thinking about how to use them in the context of their own projects. Then we have 4 cards dedicated to 4 bottom lines. So purpose, people, profit, planet. And then on the back, you have just a nice little overview of that bottom line. And then the rest of the cards, which is the majority of them, so you compare that with the ones that I just went through. So the ones we just talked about, the remaining ones. And the remaining ones are 4 cards for each of the each type of capital, right? So there's 10 capitals. So I guess that's actually 40 cards. We just looked at about 20 of them. So you take something like this, clear impact. So here's the health capital card. And then on the back of it is just a general overview of health capital. And then you have 3 cards that all look the same, except for they say health first person subjective and have this icon, health second person subjective, and we have this icon, and then health third person objective, we have this icon. And then we have on the back kind of same format, but just basically describes what it looks like to engage this capital in the context of each of the types of data, so first, second, and third person. So here, type of data, first person subjective, then it goes over 4 metrics and over 4 growth practices. And there's sometimes, overlap between growth practices and, other metrics, connected to other capitals, or sometimes the same growth practice can be for first person and second person in the same capital. But this quick kind of card gives you some orientation as to what are the kinds of practices or metrics can you be engaging to, either document the value generated in that capital in the context of your project, or how you might grow the value of that capital. And then basically we have 4 of those for each of, the capitals. So that's it. That's a quick overview of the deck. We just recently used it in Kristian's class at the California College of Arts, which was a lot of fun. And the students really got a lot out of it, helped us start to see different ways we can use it. You can basically lay these cards out in different ways for different types of applications. So we're starting to document that. And Kristian and I are wanting to add, about 10 more cards to the deck that are basically instruction cards, different ways of working with them, and different layouts you can use in different situations for different purposes. So we're excited to share this with our community and get all of you, working with these and giving us ideas and suggestions about how we can, iterate on this deck and develop an integral methodology for an integral framework. So we'll be keeping you posted and let you know how it goes in Iceland, because we'll be using these every single day in Iceland with the folks in that seminar, and are just excited. So, all right. Thanks so much for taking a look at what we're doing.